Today we're collaborating with Full Out Dance Studios, and we are giving out 100 care packages for families, which also includes produce boxes. And then we have 50 care packages for youth. We also have like a merch table happening during their thrift shop, which is in the back lot. And we have an open mic later, all outdoors. We're also giving away free portraits for folks to take in front of our new mural. And while they take their portraits, we're gonna try to like love them up and gas them up and offer hella affirmations and compliments so that they feel loved and that they feel seen and like affirmed in their presence here. So the Youth Arts Project, it has been culminating for the past maybe 4 years or so. It includes a Youth Participatory Action research component. It includes a series of healing circulos. We call them ARTS circulos, addressing real traumas and solutions. And it also includes like ongoing participation in campaigns or community organizing efforts that transform violence from our schools to our homes and in the larger community. Well, the other component is the community-based art project. Within the Youth Arts work or Youth Arts initiative, we have a Youth Arts after-school program, and it's a training program for young folks who are invested in their artistry and in organizing or activism. So they participated in weekly work training sessions, and they learned a lot of different skills for vocational development, primarily in the field of like organizing in like the nonprofit world. But they also participated in a lot of like political education workshops so that they could better understand social justice issues on a deeper level and how political issues often relate to personal struggles. And then they would participate in what we call wellness work sessions every other week. And in these spaces, we focus a lot more on their healing and on their personal growth, and being able to sort of like use their stories to fuel the energy they put into their artistry and the energy they put into their community organizing work and their social justice work.
It took a lot of work for us to get from the beginning of the program to the end, where we finally had our big event. We split ourselves up into like subcommittees focusing on different topics. One of us was focusing on the produce packages that we're gonna give out. The other ones were, some of us were focused on the care packages and getting like different items from different stores. There was also like a run of show and like familiarizing ourselves with the hourly breakdown and also roles, right? Like a team roles and like who's gonna be at what station, who's gonna be at the gift shop, who's gonna be at the portrait like station. And then we did like mock run-ups where we went to Full Out Studios and we acted out like the event. And that doesn't even include like all the work that the young folks did in serving on like the campaigns, like local campaigns and such.
After we did our circulos, we looked at the art that we had available, ultimately came up with a theme, kind of naming our mural. Leilani did the legwork to make sure we had an artist that could kind of transition our ideas into a piece. And on the other side, we had this healing bag distribution idea, right? So more funding had to be secured. Again, hats off to Leilani, putting in the big work to get us resources so we can put together these healing packages for youth. and for families. Then we spent some time on getting ready for that big day. So putting the word out, making sure we have our flyers, and then getting all of the supplies to the office and then unpacking them and repackaging them so that we had these bags for distribution, getting these supplies over to the location.
To me, a radically imagined, racially just Oakland is an Oakland where we defund and demilitarize the Oakland Police Department, and we invest however much money is necessary to social programs, to grassroots wellness, and a bunch of community accountability organizations. Improving the quality of life for everyone in Oakland, starting with the people who have been most impacted by white supremacy, impacted by environmental, racism, all these things. In addition to that, I see a lot of grassroots organizing in a racially just Oakland and a radically imagined Oakland, as well as advocacy. And I think the people who are doing the advocacy and changing systems are the people who have more power in those systems. People who are grassroots organizing are folks in their own communities for their own communities, like FUBU vibes, you know? And there's so many things. It's beautiful. It's cultural, it's musical, it's artistic, it's colorful, you know, it's black, it's brown, it's indigenous. It has a bunch of urban gardens, it has a bunch of folks eating good, it has clean water, it has folks empowered in every way necessary, economically, politically, socially, culturally, and everyone is able to find a house easily, a home, you know? Yeah, that's some of the vision, I guess, that I have for Oakland. It's a radically imagined Oakland.
A racially just Oakland looks like an Oakland that supports its youth and provides us with the things that we need, that not the things that the government, because the government often assumes what the hood needs instead of asking us and providing what we ask.
I would say less of the struggle we experience right now, because sitting in Zooms for organizations with the boss campaign and stuff, you hear people's side of the story, and it's heartbreaking because they have to fight for these safe spaces and for justice. And I feel safe spaces are good, but they shouldn't only be for your race, so you don't have to go out there and be afraid for your life. So I feel a racially just Oakland would be less of the struggle that we experience today.
I think a radically imagined, racially just Oakland would be kind of back to where we started with making space for the people that need it, supporting each other, uplifting each other, and building a stronger community.
First off, just showing up for the communities, the real Oakland, you feel me, the trenches, the places where Libby Shaft don't care about, you feel me, the places where we still, you know what I'm saying, the gentrification happening, but we still in the hood poor, you know what I'm saying? So just showing up for the socioeconomically deprived communities, you know, the people that make the culture, you feel me?
For me, it looks like those who have found refuge in Oakland, have lived a significant portion of their life in Oakland, have contributed to the growth of our community, that they have the right and ability to stay here in healthy and adequate housing, to not be over-policed in our communities, and to not be around toxic environments. It means that the contributions of people who look like me are not just noted in a history book or in some speech, but it's actually respected here. And there's an investment in equity to make sure that young entrepreneurs and artists have the ability to thrive in Oakland. We're a global city, and I believe those of us who grind it out here deserve to be here and reap the benefits. So those are just small components of what a radically just Oakland looks like to me.
It really showed me that you don't have to just do activism or just do art or just do writing or just do wellness. You can, we are multifaceted, and we can make room for all of that in our programming when we work with each other and learn with each other. A better version of college, I think, you know, in my life. It keeps me learning, it keeps me growing, it keeps me motivated to heal, and it keeps me energized and avoids burnout, because I have a community of people who I know are right there like pushing forward. This year has been the first year where I've been able to see art and activism blend so beautifully, and with young folks at the lead. It has given me so much energy and faith and real-time practical results we've seen within this past month or two. OPD agreed to retire their military vehicles and not transfer it to another precinct by next year, which is a blessing. So just being in the rooms with young folks, being in the, well, virtual rooms, you know, the meeting rooms with young folks and organizers, the multi-generational joint, and like being able to meet weekly with these young folks to talk about wellness and talk about organizing, and then act on it, and like building a survey together, you know, like getting it out to over 100 people, hearing directly from other young folks, hosting events, like all of these things have really shown me that they're out here. They're not even just ready, but they're activated. Young folks being activated as the leaders of a world that's way better to live in than the ones we've seen right now, you know? So I think, yeah, the work this year has been so motivational. It's inspired my future work, and I'm so excited to keep it going.
It's definitely put everything into perspective and given everyone a voice, and it's actually asked us what we need and what we want, and then put that into words and provided us with solutions to our problems.
Being there with people who want the same thing as me and contributing and signing petitions and stuff like that, I feel like it really gets work done. Even if you feel like it's a slow process and you feel like it's not doing anything, it really is. And even our mural is, like, if someone looked at it and wanted more information, they would know we've spent a long time developing it, doing these circulos so that people could share their side of the story and share their troubles and be comfortable in a space where like people care.
Yeah, from the vibe and the feedback that I get from our young folks, like I've really seen the growth in them finding their own voice and feeling confident in their voice, not only to speak up for like the injustices that they see in the community, but also the struggles that they're facing in their own lives with their loved ones or their peers.
I think that from doing simple stuff like right now we're doing care packages and giving back to the community, giving resources to those in need, to learning about making systemic change through legislature. Like I've been expanding my knowledge and learning like all the different ways that you can be an activist. Through my work with YAP, we passed a bill that was demilitarizing the Oakland Police Department, so limiting their power and not letting military violence impact the community.
Man, it's aside from like just learning new things and like, you feel me, equipping myself for like more game, you feel me? We out here, we with the community, you know what I'm saying? We always plotting to do something that can help the community in a sense, you know what I'm saying? And that's what the work is. That's what we doing. That's what we're working on 24/7. Workshops, meeting, all that. So it's like the work is nonstop, you know what I'm saying?
I think number one, for us to secure the Just Cities Cultural Fund's dollars in the first place was a first step. I noticed that we were probably the youngest organization to receive that investment to redefine how we do work with high school students, whether that's bringing them up into leadership or cultivating healing conversations among high schoolers in the midst of a pandemic, in the midst of everything seems to be going way left. It was a surprising opportunity. And then in wrapping up, we had a couple of supplies left, and gratefully another program partner was kind of at this event and allowed us to store our stuff in their space, so we didn't have this like, oh my goodness, what do we do with all this produce? And we know that extra got to go out the very next day at their food giveaway. So it was like an ecosystem of events that it made my heart smile. We got some beautiful pictures. You should definitely check out the pictures. We have 3 women who are of diverse backgrounds who've decided like we're gonna take so much of this knowledge and organizing that we've gained over these years and make it more accessible for young people today.
How it's impacted me is it's given me a community and a place where I could just freely express myself and put my art to real work and support my community in ways that I'd actually wanted to.
I'm not a social person by any metric, so it seemed kind of irreversible for me to come in here and like my antisocialness felt like it was gonna be forever. Like I would never talk to anybody, so being in this program, it feels like dramatically less impossible for me to communicate with people.
So I just have a call for more organizations, funders, donors to continue to pour resources into Bay Peace, because this is the difficult work on how you build effective leadership with young people. We have to tackle big questions, big problems in our community, and it doesn't just happen overnight. A lot of the work that we celebrate that's come out of Oakland did not just happen in a year. So a lot of this work does not just happen in a year or even 5 years. Some of the campaigns that we supported last year, they've been going on for like 10 years. So just knowing that it's a start to systems change, and we have to make sure that there is adequate and equitable resourcing so that that work continues. And then so that those youth leaders who are in those programs eventually can become the program coordinator, program leader, and be sustained to continue to have roots here in Oakland. So I think this is just one flower in the garden of healing, right?
I think I found a home at Bay Peace, and I'm gonna work with Bay Peace for sure, like after this for a long time. Like it showed me how easy it is to tell yourself, all right, we're gonna do this, and then all right, now it's executing, planning, executing, boom, boom, boom. You feel me? How easy it is to start the steps, shall I say, yeah.
What does freedom mean to me? My freedom is my key. You hear everyone talk about the key to life, well that's mine. My freedom is my success. My accomplishments lead me to my goals, and my goal is to be free. To sing when I want to sing, to dance when I want to dance, and when my biggest dream is my reality, I will feel most free.
But you was dodging all the time, are you still dancing? Yeah. Oh, since I come on home, hey, thank you.
I don't comprehend basic interactions, or I don't try hard enough. Maybe that's the thing. I want too many things, all of which lead to an ultimate goal. In the words of Mac Dre, I'm many people, and they all trying to get paid. For sure.
My call to action is that we continue to support Bay Peace, the YAP program, the Youth Arts program, and others like it, because we need these platforms. Thank you.
I've never been more grateful for the support that we have, and like I've never felt so supported by our youth leaders. I think this year really showed me that like youth want to step up, and they want to be at the forefront, and they want to lead the work, and that they could be trusted to lead the work, even if it's something that's so new to them. They have so much like energy and passion to like heal themselves and heal the community and really transform the violence that has impacted their own lives and that continues to impact the community.